Merry Needle. Luna! Where's Luna? Luna! It's that time of the day, mind you, a wee bit late compared to the usual time. Where is it, Luna? Oh, where's he? Oh, we got treats. Have we got treats? Have we got noodle treats? Oh, we got the noodle treats. They love having noodle treats. Here's it, puppy. No. Oh, it's a little bit warm, isn't it? Oh my God. So we started increasing daylight on the 21st of June, midwinter solstice, the tide of Yule, good Yule, and we are getting a little bit of an increase of daylight very slowly as it always is. But yeah, that's the toughest thing about winter is having less daylight and you still got to do all this shit. And cold and mud. Oh, my baby. No. Oh, he wants the noodles. You want the noodles? He's scared of the camera. Oh, kitty cat. You put it over there. Lady. You still Kit Kat's noodles. Yes, Luna. He's a mommy. Beautiful girl. Poor puppy. I need to start her on a course of antibiotics. Not antibiotics, anti-inflammatories. Her legs get really royal swollen where she has that subluxation of the intertarsal joints. Hello, baby. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, he's so handsome. Yeah. Oh, you're so polite, little Raven. Tater. You let your brother have some too. Eh? We steal all the food. It's shocking. Positively shocking. They're scared of the camera. They can see the viewfinder. And waterfowl, including domestic species of the ducks, have extremely good eyesight. They're just not all that fast. So they can see the danger, but they can't really respond to it. You know, like other critters, so it leaves them pretty prone to predators, especially aerial predators. So you'll find aerial predators, eagles, hawks, etc., really capitalise on days where it's cloudy, because even then the duck's sight isn't as good with the cloud bank. And yeah, it's one of those things you need to be aware of with ducks. This is why you can't just let them range in a farm all the time. Wide open space. Basically serving them up as potential lunch for a predator. Oh, I love you. Yeah. So basically I take turns with them throughout the day on who ranges out here in groups. So we basically have 4 groups. And yeah, today we had 2 massive eagles hovering over the pond when the vanilla beans, freaking Luna and Freya, are out here, and I had to jump in the water with them and hold my arms out and deter the eagles. So they went on their way. They're not going to face me off, the eagles that is. And even if they did, I will meet the challenge. No one's having my babies. I know, they're just doing their thing and they need to eat too, but not my puppies. What did I say? Yeah, winter. Midwinter. And you know what? The most crappiest it's just as crap as it is just as beautiful, and that's Imbolc. So at the time of the frost, polar opposite to mid-autumn, or basically you're looking at the no, not the mid-autumn, beginning of autumn or fall. So polar opposite to that, and that's the ground starts to warm up, but it's still cold, so you have a lot of fog and frost. So as you know, with young plants that want to shoot, they do, but you've still got to be careful, you're frost sensitive. So that is the next hurdle to get through after midwinter. And yeah, I'm like I've said in the previous post, I'm very far from where I wanted to be in preps and everything. God, you hear that? That's the feral neighbour's dog. Like, dude, it's like a demon. It's going off at Loki's family. Had a flyby. Camera's not that great. It's not picking it up. Sorry. I hate it when it does that. Yeah, it goes off, and you should see the fence. Like, if you look over, it's like not the house next to me. It's the one over that. That fence is like absolutely chewed up, like totally destroyed. The dog just goes crazy and eats the fence, literally. It's just like, whoa. Fuck, I'm so glad I'm not living next to it, because that's it. Probably throw over some sort of tasty steak one. Oh, because this is wrong. Like, what the hell? Yeah, at least, I don't know, have this sort of setup where you have, you know, outdoor runs for your dog. So it literally has its own part of the yard sort of thing, where it's not able to, if it's going to do that, because that's not normal dog behaviour to be eating fences. Like, you know, people that get dogs and don't train them or exercise them or anything like that, or teach them or train them, you have to teach them decorum, and something happens to you, if you've got a problem animal, the chances of your animal being rehomed is like next to nil, and even then it will continue having to be rehomed if it's an issue. So it's within the animal's best interest, just for that reason alone. If something happens to you, you got a shit of an animal, well, no one else is really going to want it. Like, they'll probably take it in and go, no, it's too hard, man. Too much. So, yeah, I haven't got as much done because of the arm break. I was meant to have all the runs redone, you know, November, December last year. And here we are, midway of the year. I knew this would happen. I really went hard and got as much as I could done. But trying to do stuff with one arm, whilst you already got your hands full with this sort of thing, you just, yeah, not going to happen. So I'm looking at seeing a physio on that again. I need to get on top of my health, so managing the disabilities and that sort of thing. And the thing is, I can't do them all at once. There's not enough time in the day, and I also mentally, you know, I went through so much, like medicos nearly every effing day for like nearly 4 years, and it just does your head in. Like, and was in the health industry. Like, the amount of bureaucracy and the extra shit and the extra visits and the extra stuff they make you do, and none of it actually does anything to help you. It's just, you know, tape forms, and like it's become so bad. And I'm afraid, I don't think it's improved anything. I think it's got even bloody worse, especially here in Victoria. Bloody many states hate the lefty uni alliance. Basically all the parties of shades of woke, demented crap. allocated, which means nanny state and nothing really works in private enterprise and business literally ends up folding because no one can fucking afford the paying such a big government to exist. It's so inverted. Instead of the government for the people for the government. It's just crazy. But I think that's a deliberate sort of thing that's going around the West. That's all you can do is be aware of it and do your best to try and navigate around it and minimise how much the shit affects you. But when you are in a vulnerable position and you have to utilise it, it's like, fuck, baby, I'm emptying your pond so I can refill it. God, you're gorgeous. My beautiful boy. Mr. Frigg. Hi. He's so handsome. Yeah. Banana bean. Such a snuggle bug. Mr. Frigg is. So, I do have some piping to put in here. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But it's okay because I like using water from the pond. It's fertilised from the duck pippies. And I need to empty water out of the pond anyway so I can put fresh water in. I basically treat the pond like I do my aquarium. I do partial empties and then partial refills. Ideally I like to do it twice a week. Sometimes it's just like once a week because it's just not time-wise. I'm lucky to get 3 or 4 hours of sleep on some nights. Sometimes I try and push all the way through, you know, doing the study part late at night, the hours of the morning, because during the day I've got to do all this sort of stuff and then, you know, make sure your dishes are done, all that sort of stuff. And it's just that time of day. Especially if you're working with less light. You know, some times of the year are more productive than others for obvious reasons. Yeah, you just roll it out, I guess. Should have put my gloves on for doing that, but I think I've got a bit of an RSI on my right hand from the mouth. So at the moment, I go through phases of having to do a lot of data mining and then buckle down and go through all the text. And at the moment I'm doing a lot of data mining in veterinary practices, especially small animal and exotic animal medicine, which is part of the avian medicine, and then also veterinary practices, equine, and currently doing that, just, but constantly using the mouth. And don't get me wrong, I actually use my left hand as well. So to the left of me I've got the Microsoft computer going on a portrait monitor. To the right of me, there goes the fucking thing, excuse my French, I'm going to have to get a ring clip. Shittiest quality this was, seriously. But I am planning on creating there's an apex one that I've got there with the apple bean, and I'm actually wanting to put it over this and then extend it for a perfect fit for stability, with an actual door, as opposed to having a zip up door in the greenhouse, especially for an in-ground greenhouse like that, which is kind of not attached to the house. Like I've got the one on the side there, which is my potting greenhouse for the seedlings, which I'm kind of not wanting to look at because I've neglected it for the past couple of weeks. I don't want to go in there and see my seedlings are dead. Time is what it is. But let's grab glue. Pop up. Pop up. So anywho, I probably going for time. The timer started again, so it's probably going to record in 2 parts this. But I planted potatoes a little bit late in the season, so they're not going to be as big as what I'm usually used to, or they usually grow into. But now the plants themselves are dying back. I'm trying to do this with one. Oh dear. I'll do the other one. And so I'm going to harvest these potatoes now. So this is basically grown just on duck bedding. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I haven't bought any soil, haven't needed to fertilise. Fire fertiliser that is. It's all here. So these. Lots of young puppies. So I'm basically going to harvest this as just buds. They're going to be small. And I will obviously keep some buds as seed stock. And because these plants here are just going to be a fungal mess, especially becoming in mock. And I don't want to leave them out here because I don't want my ducks eating them. They're part of the Solanaceae family, nightshade, and nightshades aren't good for poultry. So you want to limit, if not avoid, your poultry eating any of your Solanaceae plants, nightshade family. And so yeah, so it's a good idea to just remove and then kill over. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Zero dirt. Well, zero soil purchase. It's just all ducky poop. Nice, beautiful, small potatoes. I'm going to make a nice big, here's a bigger one. I'm going to make a nice big casserole, legume casserole. So yeah, I'm vegetarian, so we don't eat dead animal flesh. And I love my veg. I literally could just eat veg all day, but who can afford it? It's just, I swear, those that are milking the natural resources instead of our traditional farmers, traditional agriculture, who have been screwed over and squeezed out of production, and just the treatment of farmers is just disgusting. And you know, I think most people with a brain cell know it's about controlling the food and also robbing land. Look at these worms. Yeah, I do have worms. Freya knows. She's in the know. Do I have worms? Oh. You gonna give me a hand? Can you give me a hand? There's worms in here. Can you give me a hand? Can you give me a hand? Just don't eat the Solanaceae plant. You can give me a hand. Look at her in here. Can you help me? Let's see if we can find some worms. The other ducks are jealous. It's like, oh, we want. Look at that. So I'm not going to get all the potatoes, obviously. But this is going to be the ongoing potato tower. Look at that, perfect. Gorgeous. This is such a beautiful, rich soil. It's literally 6 months of cultivation, and I've just layered the bedding from the ducks in here. It's got so many worms, which of course is what you want, especially in your potato bits, potato pots. They help keep the soil aerobic, and you don't want clay, and you don't want you know, just a sludge mud patch. You want nice, broken up. Soil is just beautiful. Smells gorgeous. Reminds me of cocoa, the smell of cocoa or hot chocolate powder. That's one of the things I use in you know, where's my soil at? Look at this gorgeous big worm. Rare. You want another big worm? What's that? Oh. You come up in here if you want. Oh, there's bastards. There's a big one. Ah. Brig. You go? Oh, where do you go? Yeah, no. I'm probably going to have about 5 kilos of bug here. Oh, this big beast. Yeah, you're going to be a seed tater. So basically with the potatoes I harvest, I keep about 4 or 5 or a dozen buds that will be seed potatoes. And my battery starts to run flat, so I'm going to stop recording in a mini. But yeah, so this is literally just duck bedding. I clear out the bedding every morning from their beds in the house and the big sleep boxes they have, and I put it straight into the garden bed. And of course with the potato tower I made here, I put it straight in the tater tower. Now you could just chop and drop. You could just put the green back into the ground as to break down. Look at this, gorgeous. Oh, look at that beastie. Oh, you're a nice one. If people had ducks instead of dogs, everyone would be able to grow their food. My biggest issue has been in growing, has actually been cats from neighbours